Welcome. Live stream number 67. Coffee's crooked. Welcome everybody to live stream number 67. We have a plethora of humans in the chat. Let's take a quick peek. And I apologize. Did I miss last week or was it the week before? I think I already said sorry for missing the week before. Who's first? Who's first? Like I should even have to ask. Jeffrey's here. Limelight is here. Hello. Second. Cecil is third. Radios is fourth. I did. Radios. I actually have it on my list to just remind you because you don't always check your emails. I did get your footage. I picked it up yesterday. I have it. I'm excited to see what you did with your R10. Jeffrey, this week has flown by. Hope everyone's doing well. Yes, I do too. Ungala. Matthew is here. Matthew. Yes. I didn't email you back, but yes, your second revision did make it. It made it, and it's loaded, and it's ready to go. We'll talk about that in just 1 second, but I did get it. Mike is here, made it just in time. Hello, everyone. You guys will no doubt probably hear my air conditioner because, you know, I'm using this Logitech little streaming camera, and it's the over-the-air microphone. Kind of nice and quiet right now, but when the air kicks on, or the heat, I should say, because it's, ooh, I gotta turn the heat off. Something going on with my AC, and it's very clunky right now, so I gotta get that looked at soon. Well, though you guys will probably be hearing it for the next couple months. Soon for me is when it finally dies. Jim Cahill is here. Hello, buddy. So Radio says I bought probably my last camera of the year. What did you get, Radios? Barry's here. Greetings from sunny South Florida. It's nice. It's really nice out today. Probably, I know, Matthew. Everybody's last camera is probably their last one. A filmmaking friend of mine might be joining. Well, that would be nice, Mike. Welcome, everyone. We welcome everyone. Greetings all from Dubai. Hey, Anthony is here. Hey, Anthony. Greetings from Dubai. Renjet is here. It is hard to hold back, I know. Speaking of holding back, buying cameras on eBay. I have one more thing I want to mention. I don't have any photos or any crazy stories, although that Kodachrome is still on eBay for thousands of dollars. Is it me? Because it could be, because it typically is me. But has anyone else noticed a recent surge on eBay in AI descriptions for their listings? And I can only speak for the Super 8 world or the film world because that's really all I ever look at on eBay. But everything is so generic now in their description. It's hard finding the condition of cameras sometimes because it's just a sleek vintage design, beautifully handcrafted in 1970s. I mean, it's such a generic AI description most of the time, or a lot of the times with these cameras now. It's aggravating. Aggravating. Rant over. What is it? The backslash. Hige, Bonnie, H. Silver Horse is here. Hello, buddy. Woohoo! Yes, Matthew, it is here, safe and sound, ready to go. And we have a double feature tonight. I have to admit, this live stream is going to be sort of kind of a free for all. Usually I have some fun things that have happened or that I want to talk about, but it was one of the busiest weeks I've had this year. I processed well over 20 films for customers in the last just few days. It's been non-stop around here. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to prepare, but I have so much fun doing these I wasn't going to cancel. So we're going to just have a lot of fun. I got my magic 8-ball. We're going to ask a few questions later. But we do have a double feature. We have Matthew's Tri-X, and guess what? We also have Dave Knopp's Tri-X. We are going to preview, actually fully view, both of them in just a bit. Hey, Bent is here. Good evening, sirs and sirens. Or sirens, or sirenes. Sirenes. But I just got lectured, so I need to chill. Uh-oh. Hey, Eric, how are you? May 8th, my 8th grade history teacher always used to say, welcome humans and others. It's what we do now. I mean, everyone on our planet is either a human or other. I agree. Error, not human, error. Oh, man. Let's see what's going on here. Craig Booth is here. Greetings from Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Craig has been a friend of mine for many years, 30 plus years. Hey, buddy. Who's on second? I don't know. Who's on first? Why? Why is on? No, wait. Who is it? Who and was it only who? Who's on first? F-16 in Maine. Stopping it down. Gordon is here. Who we got? Jim from Greece? Did I see Jim from Greece? I gotta scroll. Hi, friends from the other side. That is Jim from Greece. Single 8, anybody shot it? Just bought a Canon version. I have a single 8 camera and a couple of carts of single 8, but I never processed any of it. I think I experimented. It didn't come out well. Absolutely, Matthew. No problem. IOM is here. Hey, good to see you as always. Let's see. I gotta look at something really quick. Okay. I got too much off eBay and everything reminder email, so I sometimes overlook actual correspondence. That's okay. I do the same thing. I can be sometimes really bad at returning emails. I'm usually pretty good, but I do miss some occasionally. Hello, Silver Horse. All the snow is melting in PA right now, and I'm sad. Winter is my favorite. Hey, I feel it because you gotta feel my pain. Winter in Florida. I like cold weather, but I've been in Florida for a long time, most of my entire life. So I'm sad. That's why I like to go to Indiana and visit my family, because we get to see some snow if we go at the right time. We don't get to go this year at the end of the year like we were planning. Unforeseen circumstances, had to cancel some reservations, but we are going to go hopefully in March. So we'll get some cool weather. We got cool weather here in Florida. It's been in the 40s, but no snow. Jim, you just got another 1014E. Wow, you love those cameras. I have 3 of them, and I think only one of them works. Don't miss film history. AI is infecting everything. I see it constantly with my students. It's a long-term fight, unfortunately. It's gotten to the point now where you don't know what to believe anymore. It's crazy. I'm not even talking about any of the news or political realm or anything like that, but I mean, sometimes it's just hard to decipher. It's hard to figure out what's real and what's not. Yay, eBay has a built-in, into the description. I wondered about that. I wonder if you could it knows based on your title. I haven't sold on eBay in a long time. I have been an eBay member, selling and buying since 1997. But it's been a while since I've sold. So I didn't know. They didn't have AI in the description the last time I sold on it. But it's sad, actually, because there's nothing personal about it. I ignore when people say fully functional. They all say it. If not true, it's not true. I know. I know, Eric. Especially with this vintage electronics. And I have to say, I'm a little disappointed in a seller that it's pretty reputable. A little disappointed. I saw a sold listing, and I'm not even going to mention who the seller is, because they're I don't know if they're super well known in the film industry, but they had an eBay listing, and it was for a couple of cameras, and it said such and such cameras. I think they were Nitsos. I don't remember. It was a sold listing, and they put in the description completely untested. So we don't know if they work or not. Well, this particular seller, their entire business is Super 8 cameras. Buying, repairing, CLAing, and reselling Super 8 cameras. So when I saw a listing that said not tested or untested, that put a really bad taste in my mouth about that seller. And I hate to mention it, Jim Cahill, but you know exactly who I'm talking about. You've used them several times. I can't. I'm not going to mention their names because I've never dealt with them personally. But I don't know. It's just really strange to me that you would put untested when your entire line of work is testing and reselling cameras. People don't miss chance. Don't miss your chance to own film. I know, always. Been avoiding the thrift shops. Ended up finishing all my Christmas shopping. So I took a trip down there, and there were loads of cameras, but only two 8mm. Thankfully, I had no money. There was garage sales all around me the last couple days, yard sales, thrift, and I had no cash on me, so I didn't stop. Butch is here. You're tardy again. Single 8 Canon 518 SV. My single 8 is a Fuji. Hey, Joseph is here. How are you, buddy? Greetings from Phoenix, Arizona. I see Steven, but it just scrolled on past. I'm going out to dinner, so I'll catch up later. Okay, thanks for popping in, Steven. AI removes the personal comments. It's crazy. It's crazy. You're right. I want to know whether the camera works and what doesn't work on it. I don't care how old. I don't need to know its history, the history of that brand. Old radios. I have a Canon 518 SV single 8 camera. I wish I had film for it. I bought it because I just didn't have single 8. Yeah, I like my single 8. It's starting to get some fungus in the lens, but they're neat little cameras. I'm scanning my first roll of 8 ever. I know I saw your 8. As we speak, I am going to get a scanner. This frame by frame thing is super sharp, but man, is it taxing. Takes forever. I've done it. I actually did some frame by frame work on my flatbed scanner. Whew, crazy forever. F6 here in Kansas. Well, nice. Pretty decent day. Not the cold weather we experience. -degree stuff. We don't get that. You're right. Still waiting for 3 rolls to come back developed and scanned from FPP. One is 16mm XX. The other 2 are regular 8 200T color and 100D black and white. What's the 100D black and white? That's their stuff, right? The 8 regular 8. I got you. 68 degrees in Mesa. I want to buy a nice Super 8 camera, but want a good one with manual exposure and various frame rate suggestions. You know, Mike, I like the Minolta XL series cameras. The 401 and the 601. They could be a little sluggish. The one I have the 401. It's a little sluggish, but it's fun. Now, it is only 18 frames per second, but it does have that intervalometer. And they're about $250 as of this speaking, in that range. But I love the intervalometer. You can do all kinds of time lapse, cool tricks with it. And it has manual and auto exposure. They're great cameras. It does have the drawback of only 18 frames per second, though. Eric says, when I lived in Florida, my Norwegian wife insisted we buy a real tree every year. Came down from Canada, $80 a pop, early 80s. We used to only have real trees too, Eric. We have a fake one now we've had for several years that we use currently. But yeah, I loved real trees. They're kind of a pain though, especially if you have them up for a month. You got to do a lot of sweeping. Not great for pets either. Flyno, do you ever use Dwayne's for developing? Dwayne's is great for E6. They only do E6. Flyno. Get Canon 814 auto zooms are great cameras too. Yeah. I called Dwayne's once because I wanted to see if they would do my ECN2, but they said no. This was not long ago. They only did E6 now. I tried to get a Bolio first. The seller ignored my offer until it expired. It was the only way I would get it. I leave a lot of offers. Sometimes I'll just throw crazy offers at stuff. Canon 814. I'll remember that. I have a Canon 814 auto zoom electronic, but it's like Jim was saying, probably one of the best cameras I ever owned. Shinons are pretty underrated. They're all very underrated. I love my Shinon Pacifics. Pacific series is super great. My 12 SMR is a beast. They're big and there's lots of features. That's a really good suggestion, Rimjet. People overlook Shinons and Sankyos, right? Shinon is a great budget camera. Hey Lyle, that's all right. You're allowed to be late. Don't be sorry. Dwayne's $12 a roll to develop Ektachrome is great. That's fantastic. I mean, it's almost like they're bringing back prices from the 90s. They don't scan it, but that's okay. You can project Ektachrome 100D. Cameras I have are not really good ones. They were just cheap. It's okay. Some of the cheap ones are good ones. Matthew says, I'm finally ready to send off the footage I shot for the short doc I've mentioned before. I think I'm going to go with the negative space in Colorado for processing and scanning. A lot of good reviews about the negative space. I've never used them personally. My buddy Travis, you guys know Travis on here, the alchemist, the celluloid alchemist, swears by the negative space. So, and I think there's this little package they're putting together over there, like the indie filmmaker, $50 for processing and scanning and everything. So might be something to keep an eye on. Does anybody remember the little plastic viewfinders? Hey, Lyndon, by the way, keyring size. They housed a positive image. Yes, I still have one. When you holiday, orange or day. Yeah, I have one of those. It was like a little, almost like a little square or hectagon little tube, I think. And you just look through it, had one little picture in it. You could get them from different events and stuff you went to. I think that's what you're talking about, Lyndon. They were great. I've heard good things about negative space. Yes, so have I. Jim, I got my first rolls of double Super 8 back from Pro 8. One roll was shot with Bolex double Super 8, the other with Canon double Super 8. The Canon footage was the best. Hard to beat Canon glass. Minolta is good to know. Hey, Manny is here. How are you, buddy? Russell has made it. He made his entry. Hey, Cecil. Hey, Manny. Oof, I'm really missing. Sorry, guys, I'm behind. I was ticked at the seller wasting my time. Oh, did I lowball you? Then reject it. Yeah, just reject it. Be over. Yeah. Flyno, Bauer 512 is perfect for you. I love Bauer cameras. It's hard for me to say anything negative about any brand of camera, Super 8 camera especially. And I miss my Bauer. I've only had one Bauer Super 8 camera in my life, and it was the S715XL. They called it a microcomputer, something like that. Beautiful pictures that thing took. I used it I used it almost exclusively in the 90s. I loved it, and then I sold it. Bauer Royal C. I know Manny has done a video or two on. I think he has a Bauer camera or two. Timeless Truths is here. How are you? An age-old question. Good film scanner, please and thank you. Looking to some very important home 8mm film. You know, that is the age-old question. There's cheap and there's good. And there's really, they don't mix. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movie film scanners. 6. And they range from, I paid $150 used for my little Wolverine 720p unit, and then $8,000 I paid for the movie stuff 4K unit. So they range. The quality difference is night and day, but the movie stuff company is no longer. They're out of business. Wolverine, you're at the mercy of either home DIY scanning for reasonable, or the Wolverine type scanners, the little frame by frame scanners for $300 or $400, or going, expensive. There is a gap in the market, and when movie stuff left the market, it opened it up. I mean, there's this hole in the market right now. I mean, about 30 grand is the cheapest that you will find for relatively good scans these days. You might be best off sending them to somebody that knows what they're doing and have them professionally scanned. I mean, you could try one of the inexpensive, like Wolverine or Kodak Reels scanners, but expect a lot of artifacts. They're slow, about a half an hour for 50 feet. That's about the best I can tell you. 6, not really used. Have a Minolta Autopack 8 D6, not really used it. Minolta Autopack's great little camera too there, Jeffrey. Filmboy24, the Minolta XL601 is a good little camera. The Bell & Howell T50XL is very good too. I have the Bell & Howell T30XL and I love it. I've been told that it annoys people because it beeps. I don't know if the 50 does it also, but I can't hear the beep because of my tinnitus. But I love that camera. In fact, it outperformed my Canon 514 XL a couple years ago when I did a comparison test. Now, remember, I develop everything myself, so it could have been some issues there too. I don't know. In fact, one of the films we're going to see here shortly by Dave Knopp was shot on a Bell & Howell T20, I believe, XL. Or I don't know if it's an XL or not. But we'll talk about those films in a minute. Anthony says, I just picked up a Sankyo EM60X off eBay for about $100. Haven't film tested. I have hiccups, by the way, guys. Sorry. Haven't film tested it yet, but motor is good. Aperture and light meter work too. We'll hopefully get film test soon. Good luck with that. I have a couple of nice Sankyo cameras. EM60X. I don't think I have the EM60X. I've done some reviews on those cameras. They're really robust beasts. Travis, I don't think he's here today, but he uses Sankyo almost exclusively. All those later budget cams that were super stock, my Shinon is a beast on features. I can't tell you guys enough how much I love my Shinon 200/8. My Shinon Pacific 200/8 XL, I think it is, XLS. It's a sound camera, takes the 200-foot mags and whatnot. It is a beast. It's not as expensive as like the Canon 814s or 1014s. It's got a great Shinon lens. They're great cameras and loaded with features. Just about everything you can imagine it does. I'll show it to you real quick. I've taken it out before. It does not have batteries in it at the current moment. And it's a little dusty because it's just been sitting on the shelf. But this is my Shinon. It's the 200/8 XL. It's loaded though. I'll report back about... Yeah, let us know, Matthew, about negative space. That was... that's Nikki Coyle, I believe, who runs that. She uses a... what do you call it? The scan station. The laser graphics. Like up to 6K or 8K or something. I still don't have the Scoopik Double Super 8, but it will be a while because I don't want to be lectured. I have a Bauer C6, but you can't find it. Those Bauer 715s were so nice. I miss it. I miss it like crazy, Manny. And I had to make a little metal piece in the battery holder, you know, to twist the little metal clasp inside there. The plastic one broke and I made a new one and it worked even better. Jim says, Mike, the only one who is justified to say untested or sold as is, camera auctions in general seller or to benefit charity auction, not a 100% agree with you, Jim. If you're a camera store, you should not be saying untested. If you do, then you need to explain why a camera store cannot test a camera. And these cameras simply take AA batteries and you pull the trigger. Did you hear a motor? Did you see a motor? If you didn't, the camera doesn't run. Let's put that in the description. Good point, Jim. You're exactly right. Bent says, I sent you a picture of my scanning setup. It looks crazy, but it works quite well because you were asking about scanning with it. Did you send it just now? Old radios is a working Canon Double Super 8 are hard to find. They are very hard to find. I do have my Bolex H8 converted to double Super 8, but I need double. Yeah, and that's hard to find. Oh, okay, I see it. Ben, are you okay with me showing this? So many Super 8 on eBay are lacking in features that I want. I know. Jim KL, the 50 beeps. Oh, it does beep as well. It's so high pitched though, I can't hear it. But I've been told it annoys people around me. Anthony, you have the 60 XL. I think I do have the 60 in the other room in there. The 50 beeps as well when it's on. When you fold up the handle, yeah, it does not beep if it's on or mounted to a tripod. Right, same as mine. I have the 30. Weird question, says Bonnie. But would you say that a bulk 35 millimeter 100-foot roll of Ektachrome for $225 is worth it if a normal 135 roll costs about $35? Well, think of it this way, Bonnie. You can typically get about 22 36 exposure rolls of film out of 100 feet, right? I believe that's where it's at, somewhere in that range. So now you have to decide whether, is it 100D? You have to decide whether or not you think, when you break that down, if that's value for you or not. That's about $10 a roll, I'm guessing. I'm doing very quick math, but I think that equates to about $10 a roll. To me, for 100D, that sounds pretty reasonable. Timeless Truth says, thank you so much. Such a dividing quality. You know, you're not kidding. It is so insane. Somebody's missing the boat. It can't be that, well, it can't be that easy because it would be out there. But we're talking about moving a single frame of film in front of a camera quickly and taking pictures of it in high quality. Maybe it's just so, I don't know. I don't know why there's nothing in between, like a $5,000 to $10,000 option like there was with movie stuff that did a fairly good job. Agfa Move Zoom cameras had a whole bunch of features, cheap, but I haven't found one yet that works. That's the key to everything, is finding one that works. Limelight says, Bonnie, if you use all the film in the roll, then it would be a better deal if it equal about $12.50. Okay, 18 rolls, is that about right? About 18. Okay, I was off a little then. Seems like it's still a pretty good deal. If it's 100D, then I still think it's a pretty good deal. Yeah, these are beautiful cameras. And as you guys know, or maybe you don't, Shinons were well known for their eye cups just disintegrating to the point where they would melt. And this one had one melted on so bad. It took about two days and a bottle or so of isopropyl to clean it off because it's like black tar on there. But these things are really cool. I don't think I've ever done a video on this particular camera, and I know it's going to be difficult to see that. But it's loaded with features. You got a decent lens. What size is this lens? It's a 1.47 to 58, 8:1 zoom, I guess that would be. Zoom lens. Some of the controls are for the microphones, but it has fade ins, fade outs, dissolves, intervalometer right here on the bottom. It does have single frame, 18 frames per second, 24 frames per second, and then TV, which I can't remember. Was TV the 30 frames per second, I believe? 29.9, I can't remember. But it also has 36, so if you're shooting at 18, then you're doubling your speed here for slow motion. Great little camera. Had a little microphone that pushes into the top, extended out, macro focusing, so you can get super close. Footage counter that goes up to 200 feet. Speaking of, and let me show you why that is helpful. Dun, 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 dun. That's Kodachrome in 200 feet. Sure, Bent says sure. All right, so this is Bent's little system. Pretty interesting, actually. Very simple, one at a time. And I feel his pain. Let me turn up the screen brightness. Camera is looks like it's at a 90-degree angle. You guys see that? It's just there's a backlight, and you're snapping with you got a couple extension tubes on there, and you're snapping a picture every single frame. How do you get the next frame in the same line, the same spot, Ben? How do you? Do you have pins somewhere in there where you hook them on each frame? That's very interesting. The only thing I don't like about the Bauer 715. Whoa, where'd we go? The limited ASA range for camera at that price range should go to. Yeah, but I think it was just. I think it was simply too early. Yeah, I think they were way ahead of their time, Jim. And I don't remember what the ASA range is. I don't have it anymore. But if it didn't go to 400, then it was likely because it was just, cameras of that age didn't, for the most part. Finding working with crazy how no one has a few AA batteries lying around. Mike, they do, and that's the shame. They do have AA batteries laying around. They're just lazy, and they'd rather hope that you're not going to return it because they know it doesn't work. Cheap scanners seem to have a lot of jitter. DaVinci Resolve has a stabilization function. Have you ever tried it? Yes. Cheap scanners do have a lot of jitter. So do expensive scanners. Stuff like the scan station, like the laser graphics, that's all built in to the software. With my scanner, it's kind of built into the hardware, the stabilization, and it uses a laser, it's an LED, but it's more of a laser look. Shines a beam down through the sprocket holes. But, and it's still not perfectly stable. And yes, I have used regularly DaVinci Resolve to stabilize via either the sprocket hole or the corner of the frame or something. Pretty easy to do. Very time consuming though. I don't do it all the time. Suppose it's time I bit the bullet and spent more than $30 for a good Super 8 camera. 200 to 500, you'll get a decent one. I know. Sell 1/130,000th of your collection, Mike, and get you a Super 8 camera. Question, what is an intervalometer? So, Joseph, an intervalometer is, I don't have batteries in here, I'd turn it on and show you. You would set your camera to, let's say, take one frame every 5 seconds, or one frame every 10 seconds. It's for, ice melting, or flowers growing, or the sun setting. It's a predetermined amount of time that one frame of film will snap. I use Kodak reels for scanning my home process films. Works great for that. Yeah, if you're your home movies and you want to show them to family and friends, I honestly think they're great. I think they're fine. I've done reviews on the Digit Now scanner. I've done them on the Wolverine scanner. The fourth video I ever did in 2020 was on the Wolverine. I compared the two Wolverine scanners. I did one on one of my movie stuff, 2K scanners. There's some options. I mean, if you're just looking to see what the film is, the Wolverine will get the job done. It just, you got to have a little time. Bent says the Digitalize has a wheel to turn, and I align the next frame. Oh, to align in the viewfinder. I got you. I get it right a lot, but I can fix it in post if it's not the correct spot. So you just do the, which I do when I export my footage from my scanner. I export it as a image sequence. So you just export, you just have a folder full of sequential images when you're done, right? And then you just import that into your edit software and go from there. Perfect. Bonnie, get on that. What's the matter with you? Last week I got lucky resurrecting 2 cameras with vinegar. It's a great feeling. The Canon 814, awesome. Yeah, 25 to 400. I wonder if, although time consuming, an old editor can be modified with a stepper motor. Yeah, I think so, Lyndon. I mean, I think there's a million ways to do it. There's a million ways to do it. It's keeping it stabilized and keeping it, I mean, there's some tricks to it. Keeping the take up, caught up and everything. I don't know. There's just a lot to it. These are those 200-foot reels. This one, I'm going to tell you guys where I got these. I got these recently since my last stream. And I want you to look at this, see if you can see it. I don't think you can see that. That says exposed. So this would take, pop this open right here. This camera would also take these 200-foot loads. I don't think I popped that all the way in. See what I did? I wasn't careful, and now I got it stuck in there. Wow, did I get that ever stuck? That's embarrassing. I popped it in, and I think I really jammed that in there. God. Anyway, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to take 200. I'll get it out of there later, but that's it. 200 feet of film. Now I want to show you what I did. You guys remember the film from last week? The photographer taking pictures on the balcony? Live. No, I know. I can't edit. I can't pretend I didn't just screw that up. Oh, you know what I got to do, guys? I just got to notice. I forgot to plug in my laptop. It's going to die. Okay, there, we're good. I had forgotten to plug in I use my laptop for my streams. That ATL Elmo spot for 100-foot magazine, but no, somebody back in the 60s ruined that for me. Ah! Yeah, there's a lot of cameras, Jim, that will go high rating. The cheapest battery for it is, the cheapest battery for it that I found is just under 200 bucks without import. Wow. For your Airflex, that's crazy. That's what I did. Using a projector, it works great because the rotating shutter, each rotation equals 1 frame advance. Just a couple contact switch to my camera and boom, scanning. Awesome. I've been knocking things off left and right on my list. I still have some. Those are fancy Beaulieu's in Vegas. 200 feet spool. Wait, ASA meter doesn't matter that much if it's got. Yeah, no, it's no big deal. I hardly ever use auto exposure. I do with my 514 XL because I don't have a choice. Is that Chinon Pacific 20 with the 200-foot reel? The 200. This is the 200, Mike. This is the only Chinon that I know of that would take the 200-foot reel. The 200 feet spool is certainly an eye catcher. I'm sometimes worried people confuse my movie cameras with. I know, I am too. I do get a little concerned about that sometimes. Camera's broken. Why don't you send it? This is never. Limelight. I'm still sour about that 8TL4 ruined by those Duracells. Duracells ruined so many cameras. That's why I like Beaulieu's. They're manual. So, okay, so you guys remember that film from last week, right? I think I still have it on here. I bought a whole bunch of found film. You guys remember these? Right there. So we developed one roll, remember? And we ended up with the guy, the dreadlocks, and he was with the Hasselblad taking photos, and well, I found out who he was, and he passed away in 2014, and blah, blah, blah. The big haul, yes. Well, so I got, and this, I will get this out, but I don't want to break it on camera, so I got that 200-foot sound reel from the same estate. So I think this is from from him or somebody within his crew or something. But I didn't just get this. Look at that. I got 6 of them. 5 of them are fully exposed. And they're all sound movie film. So this is going to be interesting. I will say this. I processed 2 more rolls from that same batch. It's not these. The Tri-X 7278 from that batch in the middle there. The one you guys saw was Plus X on the left. I did 2 rolls of Tri-X in the middle there yesterday. They had nothing to do with what we saw a week ago. So nothing at all to do with what we saw a week ago. Which is, it's interesting. So it's going to be like a mishmash, hopefully. I don't know, but so I have no idea if what we have on here, 5 out of the 6 are fully exposed. That's 1,000 feet of sound film that we have to go through. 1,000 more feet. This one has some writing on it. Sperano, and then I don't know, Norman something. See up top, up right there. It says Sperano, S-P-A-R-A-N-O, and then that says Norman something. It's in cursive. You guys remember when people used to write in cursive? It's funny, Piper's trying to learn cursive now. On her own, she wants to learn. But I can't make out what the second word is. So I have no idea what is on these. That one's fully exposed. 200 foot. Now here's the thing. I'm going to process them myself. And I'm not going to cut them into 4 50-foot lengths. Rather, I'm going to use what Jeffrey 3D printed for me. And unlike my other 100-foot processing spirals, this one will allow me to do Super 8. The other ones were only 16 millimeter, but this, look at that. This will do Super 8, 16, and 35 millimeter. And I had this blank film, this 50-foot, and it went right on, no problem whatsoever. So I'll only have to cut it in half. We'll miss a little bit, very little, but I'll cut it in half, splice it back together, extract all the sound, and we'll go from there. I know I missed some stuff, people. So look for these eventually. By the way, look at this. This got a price tag on it. This came from, maybe it helps. I don't know if it helps. Once we get it developed, us know where it's from. This has a price tag from University Co-op in Austin, Texas. I think that was a school from the school in Austin. Let's see what side it's on right there. You see it? Price is $44.59. $44.59. That's $11 per 50 feet. If you bought it there in Austin, there's a good chance that it was probably shot in Austin. It expired in '92. So there's also a pretty good chance we'll get some decent images out of it. And it was probably shot sometime in 90, 91, in that era. Maybe 92. Maybe in the Austin area. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm excited about this. Hey, Travis is here. Somersaults into the chat box. We were talking about you earlier. No sound on Tri-X or Plus X radios. I don't think they ever did sound film for them. I see zombie film. That's exactly what it is. This is all found film, Travis. All six of those carts, all 6 of them, this one included, that I just got stuck in my camera, found film that 1,000 feet of it has been previously exposed. What if it's a I'll wager that location info will pan out. I know, I think it will too. What if it's a movie someone is shooting or was starting? Kodak only made Super 8 or Sound Super 8 film. That's correct. On Kodachrome and Ektachrome. You learned me something today. Can't wait for the sound film. How long is a spool like that going with 18 frames per second? Should be somewhere in the 14-minute range, Ben. If I'm able to get it all, if it's been exposed from end to end, should probably be about 14 minutes. The German-made ones are great cams. The A512 has the best lens. I gotta remember that. I've been looking at some of those little Bowers. Which one I might want to try. I know. I mean, it's exciting, Travis. Whatever it is, it'll be exciting to see you. I know. It's always such a mystery. It's going to kind of stink if I do a found film episode. There's 14 minutes of footage. Unless it's really interesting, 14 minutes of footage plus my blabbiness. 20-minute video to watch one film. But, hey, if you want to watch 14 minutes, 14 minutes. With a Steinbeck editing table and some magnetic tape and a little patience, we can stripe an analog soundtrack to any film. I know. You need to get a Steinbeck. Wolverine is adequate. Too bad there isn't. I wish there was a 16mm equivalent. Popcorn time. Yeah, how long have we been going? 49 minutes? I think it's just about time. Matthew is still here. I don't know if Dave Knopp is still here, but he doesn't always chime in, and he's like me at live streams. A lot of times he'll just lurk a little bit. So hopefully Dave is still here. Dave Knopp, are you here? So you have an hour and some footage there. Notice, noise. I know. I hope it's not some seminar about Tupperware, or or kids Easter egg hunting. I mean, that's great for the family, but I have seen so many opening presents and school recitals. I want it to be something interesting. I want to see somebody shooting a feature film or something. Oh, Dave is here. Okay, good. I almost had a moviola, but my cousin in San Francisco ghosted me on storing it for me. She's mad over some political things. Why do people get involved in politics? I mean, at least talking about them to friends. Don't do it. Hey, Rich is here, just lurking. You're just like me, buddy. All right, so here we got some treats for you guys. We have Dave Knopp Top, and we have Matthew, 42nd Street Matthew. This is films number 5 and 6 in our fun little experiment of sending Tri-X to our Filmboy family. Oh boy. We're going to, just because they're lined up this way, we're going to show in random order. Random meaning Dave's come first and then Matthew's. We are going to show you the Tri-X's, and I'll give you the word. Let's see. Dave's word was hope. Matthew's word was food. Hope for food. So they both have audio. So hopefully it both come through. They did for me. So if they don't, it's your fault. I'm blaming you. That Movio is still for sale. We're $500, but I'm not paying $2K to have it. No, don't do that. All right, let's see. I'm gonna turn off my microphone while I'm playing these to give it the respect it deserves. Better see some Star Wars in the whole film. I'm gonna premise this really quick by saying Dave used a Bell & Howell T20 XL, or maybe a T10. I don't remember. It's very underexposed. Dave and I already talked about it. Not a lot he could have done because it's just auto exposure on his camera. So it's very, very underexposed. But I got to tell you, I really like it a lot. And I like what he did with it, and we'll talk about it when we see it after we're done. So without, what I do, yak a lot. We're going to see Dave's, I don't know, it's about 2.5 minutes. This, my friends, is hope. Very well done. In fact, I like that so much that I even offered Dave, some more film to go reshoot it with a different camera. But in his defense, it was not any really where near him. It was road trippy kind of stuff. So, fantastic. Fantastic job, Dave. I mean, Dave's got something special in his brain with artistic ability. He truly, truly does. He reminds me a lot of likely the most artistic and genius mind I've ever known. That was my filmmaking partner, Jupes. But really well done. Really well done. Yeah, that the sound design, the effects he put in there, and he that's AI designed music. And he sent me a link to where he got it from, and I mean, it's just really, really good. Really well done. Travis asked me something. I couldn't respond to anybody because I did turn off my mic while that was playing. We're going to see Matthews in just 1 second. Don't go away. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, everybody hit the like button before you leave. Hey, did we ever find out the identity of our mystery celebrity guest? No. At one point, we thought maybe Al Jarreau. But then I started looking at a lot of photographs from the late 80s, early 90s, and it looks a lot like him, but I'm not positive that's him. My Nikon R10 footage will have a lot of food in it. Okay. In-camera editing, I don't know. I don't know if he did all that in camera. I don't think so. I think a little bit of it was cut, but I will say a lot of it, because I did scan it, the initial scan, a lot of it was done in order. I mean, he could tell you more. Yeah, the sound was great. Mike, maybe it's a game of Anthony's. You know what, Jim? You might be right. I looked him up, the coach, I don't know. It might be from a football game or something. Could be. We'll find out. Half my camera style. Applause. Yeah, it is killer. Bravo, bravo. I re-edited that to tell a little more story, and we needed to cut out some really unstable shots. Well, it was done well, so good job. So much fun to watch. Great flick. Oh wait, Jim was, hold on, Jim. I saw you mention something. Okay. We should have our own 50-foot camera contest instead of that European thing. Is that the straight 8? Is that what you're talking about, Jim? So do our own where we just shoot everything in camera, process, and show it. Kind of what we did here. That's kind of what we did, but this was more free-for-all, like sort of a free-flowing, get your creative juices out. 18 frames per second only, so they would all be in the 3.5-minute range. Hi guys, late but here. I will rewatch. Hey Abel, thanks for popping in. You're not too late to see, we're going to show Matthew's Tri-X next. Now, in Matthew's defense, first time he ever used a camera. In fact, I want to say, Matthew, is this the first time you ever shot Super 8? Am I right by saying that, or was that Mike? Anyway, the first time he ever used this camera, and they are a bit tricky to focus. It was Matthew used the 310 XL, the Canon 310 XL. So some of it's out of focus. He juggled the idea of, and Matthew edited this together himself. He did juggle with the idea of cutting a lot of the out of focus shots out, settled on leaving some of it in for effect, and I think it went well. I have his final edited version queued up and ready to go. So this is our last final film number 6, and I do want to remind everybody, I will be getting all of your original films back to you. I don't have any reason to hang on to these, so I'm going to send everybody their film back. I was kind of waiting until we showed them all, and I'm going to send them back to everybody. So that'll probably happen next week, this coming week. You can't focus the 310 XL. It's aerial focusing only. Yeah. Well, we found that out, Jim. You're right. So, without too much more yakky, this is Matthew. Food. Lights, please. Mark, you're going to put them all together on a final video. I think I am. I'm going to make a long form video and put them on YouTube permanently. Here we go. Very well done. Very well done, Matthew. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did have to turn the, I did adjust the volume a little bit. I was looking at my my levels on here. It looks like it was peaking at the beginning, so I did tune it down a little bit. It's so neat seeing exactly what everybody found out of their roll film. I think what might even have been neater in hindsight is if we all had the same word. If everybody focused just to see how different artistically everybody thinks. Yeah, very good job, Matthew. This was so fascinating to me. I mean, I'm just ear to ear. That was so. A meatball sandwich, $10. Hey, Zillian. Very cool. Great food. I know. Now I want to go to that festival and eat. That looked really fun. I love those kind of festivals. Food trucks everywhere, people having fun, people eating. That's just fun. It's very modern. Being filmed makes it more organic and interesting to me. It makes it more real. I mean, we all see with light and color. I mean, that's how our eyes adapt to society and to real life, and that's what film does. Our eyes do not have, digital sensors in them. Nothing bad about digital. I love digital. I had lots of digital. But our eyes act like film. So what we see is what film sees, or vice versa. So the focus was good enough because I saw the price. Yeah, no kidding. We could see the price. Hey, Silver. It's a great festival. Oh, were you there? Was that you weren't in the film, were you? Thank you for popping in. I don't know, maybe you were here lurking and you're making yourself known, so we appreciate it. Great food film. You're hungry now, I know. Woo! Anybody got a question? I've had this for years. I just, and occasionally I'll go to it. It's never wrong. Never. Power 812. My eyes have a lot of floaters, so I see grainy, and I see static and low light, which is why 500T is my favorite, because my eyesight is 500T. You see in film, don't you, Travis? Oh, Matt, you're Matthew's partner. Oh, awesome. I had no idea. Well, congrats on the lovely film, then. Will I buy... Oh, Will... Here, okay. Is Mike, Flying O, going to buy more cameras? She is. Okay, Matthew. Now we know. Well, welcome, then. Silver... Is it Lycoid? Silver Lycoid. All right. Is Mike going to buy more cameras? You're not going to be able to see it. But it says yes, definitely. Oh, man. You have a Super 8 ball there. I know, Super 8. No, this is regular 8. Let's see how 4... Oh, yeah, I'm curious about that 4X radios. I have one Magic 8 ball. Should Filmboy24 send me his life savings? Ooh, that's a good one. You want to be 100 air, don't you? Whoa. It says most likely. It doesn't say yes. Kodak actually rated my eyesight between ISO 500 and 3200T. Question for the 8 ball. Should Matthew bite the bullet and buy a K3 from Max? You really got to base your decision on what this one says. You know, we had this answer. This was the very first answer that came up. It says, yes, definitely. You could probably see that, can't you? Uh-oh. Sorry, wallet. Screw technicalities. Ooh. I don't have anything else. This was so fun. Now you're stuck. Now you got to buy the K3. You know, speaking of K3, somebody gave me a nasty comment on YouTube about my K3, about my footage, and he's right. It was terrible, but he let me have it. It was I think it was when I changed the gate to Super 16, and he was telling me just how terrible my footage was. Uh-oh, Silver's not happy with that, Matthew. Woo! Yes, but it will look so fascinating on the shelf. My magic wallet says whether I buy a new camera. I don't know. Is Jeffrey actually done for the year like he said he was? Let's give it a really good mix. You're going to go rewatch it. Whoa. Is Matthew really done for the... Not Matthew, I'm sorry. Is Jeffrey really done for the year? And it says, most likely. They can stuff it. No, I'm good. You're good. You're awesome. Okay, folks, guys and girls, thank you all so much. We're almost hour and 10 minutes in. Only got less than a month. I know, you got to get out there and get buying. My university decides whether I buy a new camera or not. This was a lot of fun, Mike. This was, like I say, I didn't have a whole lot going on because it's been so busy this week. Crazy. Will Fuji create a new film stock? Final question. Yes, thank you, Jim Cahill. Hit the like button, everybody. Fuji, are you in? Better not tell you now. I can't re-ask it because we can't tell you now. So let's just be left up in the air on that one. Another banger. Barry, Anthony. Hey, thank you guys so much for doing these live streams with me. You all know I wouldn't do them without you. We had a great fun show today. Lots of cool people, a couple new. Thank you, Silver, for popping in and making your voice known. Thank you, Matthew and Dave Knott, for your films. And everybody that participated in our Tri-X Fun. We will be doing another project. Start putting it together in your brain. What would you guys like to do next? I want to try and involve you guys again with another fun project. Because this was cool. This was really cool. I will get these back out to you guys soon. Manny, I got yours coming as well. I don't know if you're still here, but I have your other film that I'll send with this one. Yeah, that's all I got. I really love you guys like family. I do. And we'll see you next week. I don't think I got anything going on next week, but if I do, you'll know because I'll post it in the community tab and remind you. Double 8 project is not a bad idea. Think about that. Mull that over. Problem with that is it's Double 8 film. We're at the mercy of just getting FPP film. I don't have a lot of it available to me right now. So, Bonnie, do you like Astakask? All right, I could read comments for weeks, and I love it, but I do have to go. If we bought the film, would it be helpful for the next project? Well, I mean, it's always helpful. I'm definitely not rich, but I do have some film stock. Depends on what the project is, Jeffrey. If it's a project that we can use film that I have an abundance of, I have no problem sharing. Like the film that I got from Gordon, it's up there on my shelf. I have tons of still film, 120 film. If you guys want to do 120 still projects, we can do that. I will provide the film courtesy of Gordon Webster because he sent me a ton of it. So we could do Tri-X again. That would be a lot of fun. So think about it. You're not rich. You're my... and in the meantime, I do have to run. We have things I got to do later on this afternoon. So we got to go. Before FPP, it was phone paying 400. Love you guys. Love you like fam. Love you like fam. See you next Sunday.